Yo, before you run to that keyboard to articulate all that BS, hey, just take a moment to appreciate the legendary Rocco the Great that taught us all how to incorporate the ancient art clickbait. And before it gets too late, let me just reiterate the purpose of this video ain't to spread no hate. I just want to participate in the conversation started by Bobby V.
It's your boy B-Rad, and I'm back on the track to spit out some facts, but I'm not here alone, so there's someone I want you to meet. It's my pleasure to greet the one and only, infamous, amazing, incredible, lovely Kay, who's here live in the studio today to help us work this out. Now let's get one thing square off rip before you Valaverse stands start crowding my comment section, white knighting so hard for our toy messiah Bobby V. I know you guys go 10 toes down for Action Force, but ain't nobody green light Bobby. And I've invited the lovely Kay to give her thoughts on the subject of toy resellers as touched upon in a recent Declassified video by Bobby Vala. So I will invite the lovely Kay to say hi to our audience.
Hello, YouTubies.
That's fantastic. Guys, if you think that voice is beautiful, oh, I wish you could see her in person, but you can't because this is just an audio overlay.
So for your viewing pleasure, we will provide some images of our favorite customs in the background for you to gaze upon while you listen to the silky smooth voice of Kay
as we discuss this topic of toy resellers. Now, Kay did watch, or at least saw most of the video from Bobby V on the Declassified, so she's kind of up to speed. And spoiler alert, she also attended the DWF or DFW.
What was it called?
I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic.
DFW.
DFW. I do suffer from dyslexia, and I was recently diagnosed with asymptomatic Tourette's. So please excuse me ahead of time if I do confuse letters and numbers. But yes, she was at that convention that Bobby V was talking about and highlighting in his video. So she does have firsthand experience dealing with this situation. Now, Bobby brings up the Bone Collector exclusive.
This is his 100th figure. He's on Series 5, and he's even released his first 12th vehicle, the Vanguard.
So he is moving along. His business is growing. He is succeeding. Some would say he's winning at life. He's catching them W's, but it looks like he wasn't too happy. It looks like Bobby had some serious thoughts that he had to share with the community in this candlelight confession of the Declassified, where he shared his feelings on the person who asked for his autograph and then flipped that on eBay the very same night. First, Kay, are you a toy collector? No. Do you go to a store and immediately beeline to the toy section of wherever you're at?
Absolutely not.
So there you go, folks. Proof she is not a plant. She is not an op.
But, Kay, do you have someone in your life that collects toys?
Yes.
Okay. It took a moment for her to confess that.
I was going to say sadly, yes, but I didn't want to.
Okay. Well, we all have family members with addictions, and it looks like Kay is experiencing a relationship with someone she cares about, someone close to you.
But Kay ain't among those that suffer that mad impulse to rush to the toy aisle of whatever store they enter, whether it be a Walmart, a Target, a Macy's, or a CVS. It don't matter where you go. If you're a collector, you already know you gotta see what's on the shelves. So she built different. She not like us. That's why she's here to give us her take on this opinion.
About the Valaverse dude?
About the situation with this toy reselling, in particular reselling of this figure. We're gonna narrow it down because spoiler for those of you who weren't at the convention or never been to a convention, is pretty much 94% toy resellers. Valaverse and maybe one other booth were actually selling new items, but the place is packed with people who are reselling old items or even current items that are available at retail. So the term toy reseller should not be in a negative light because everybody at the conventions is pretty much a toy reseller. And anybody who's ever collected for any period of time, at some point, you're going to resell some of those toys or let it go. So, okay, we're talking specifically about the instance where there's a convention exclusive. You were at the convention. You saw the lines of people that are waiting to buy this. They could only buy it at a convention, and DFW was the first opportunity they had. And in Bobby's video, he did say that eventually he would get available to everybody at the end of the convention season. So in about 3 months, anybody who wanted it would have a chance to get it. But if you wanted it early, you had to go to a convention. You had to buy a ticket. You got to show up, wait in line, and purchase your item. So what are your thoughts so far? Hit me with it.
Well, one, Crybaby B.
Shots
He's
fired.
doing a lot of crying.
That's strong.
Because it is not that serious. I mean, people came, bought the figure, the toy. You got your money.
They did.
Can't control what they go and do with it.
Okay.
And if it's a grown man who want to buy it for 2 times what it's worth, because it's probably not even worth $35,
Okay.
then that's what they want to do. I mean, just be grateful somebody think your figure is worth that much.
Strong.
And is buying it.
Strong.
And then 2, let the dummies spend their money. Because if they also know you're gonna release it at some point,
Preach.
they can wait. It's not that big of a deal to rush and get it. I mean,
It ain't ever that serious.
You know what FOMO is, right?
yeah, fear of missing out.
Exactly. So that's what Bobby highlighted. Says sometimes people paid that double price.
Well,
paid
that's
that
on
premium.
them. That don't got nothing to do with the seller. They
on
just
them.
put it up hoping somebody gonna buy it. If it's a dummy that's gonna buy it, then they just lucked out. They got their money back and then some.
That's a free market economy. If someone's willing to pay it.
And that is what we would call first world problems that we hear you've been debating what you do with a toy.
And buying a luxury item. This is a luxury item. You ain't got to have it. It ain't something that you need for life.
What did he say about the signature? He said somebody put it up for like $500.
So there was among the exclusive a variant that was very rare, the Bloody Bone Collector variant, and someone asked him to autograph it, and then apparently that same night put it up on eBay, sold it for $500.
Oh, it's sold?
I think he said it sold. I don't know if he was. I don't think he said it was selling for. I think he said it sold for $500. Can you believe that?
I guess he got true fans.
He got true fans. He got stuff.
I wouldn't even pay that. I'll pay that for Beyonce.
For Beyonce. Okay, can we just take a second? Let's rewind.
Not Bobby V.
Let's rewind. Bobby V, do that video. Come out with that Declassified and say, guys, I made it. I'm so successful. Someone's willing to pay $500 for a figure that was worth $35 and has a signature. Yes, it was a variant. Yes, it's hard to find.
Yes, I do the cooking. Yes, I do the cleaning art.
But yes, it was hard to get, but somebody was willing to pay that money. Just take the W.
He's mad because he didn't get the money. He wants the money. That's why he like, it's a $34 figure. Because why else would you put it out so early? Because you mad as people selling them on eBay and then that money not going to you. Somebody getting their money back and then some. You know, people, companies, they only care about the money that they getting. They see you selling it for more and people buying it. That's gonna upset them. That upset him. He hurt. He needed it in his pockets. Maybe he being greedy. Maybe he not. Maybe he really looking out for his customers. Oh, it's only $35. You shouldn't be buying it for double. If they willing to pay for it, that's what they willing to do.
Get that back.
Because it's kind of given. He mad that people was paying it for that amount of money and he wasn't getting that.
Okay. So that's what it looks like when you're first glance as an outsider. That is one opinion.
If they were selling it for $80, I think he said something about somebody put it for $80.
The regular version. The regular
somebody
version.
could have went and got 2 from him for less than that.
That's right.
If it's $35? Yeah.
Okay. So I see where you're coming from. You could think he's being salty. Maybe he wanted to make that kind of money. But I'm going to tell you, as a collector who does buy Valaverse products, and let me just say before, again, all the Valaverse fans go crazy on trying to cancel me, guys, I support the line. I support Bobby V.
Definitely, he did.
I am probably 100% sure that I'm putting one of his kids through college. As a matter of fact, maybe through medical school.
For real.
By my support of his line. All right, I got 3 Vanguards, so I do support him. But as a consumer, as a customer, I also have the right to an opinion. But I am going to say, as someone who supports the line, I'm going to defend Bobby V, because I can see where you're coming from, where it might be easy to interpret it as him being salty, but I do think that he's coming from a different perspective. I think he is looking out for his consumer base, which is important, because if you don't take care of the customer, if you don't, okay, he's a businessman, I understand it, but I do see that he does care about his fans, because he does do things to show his appreciation.
Allegedly.
And now I will highlight that. So I'm gonna tell you a few of the things, since you're new to this world. I'm gonna turn you on to what he does do to show appreciation. So number one, we all know that he's lowered some of his prices at a time where everybody else was raising prices. So kudos to you, my guy. You looking out for us. Number two, he did give us free shipping on the Vanguard, because he made a deal that allowed him to save some money, and he passed that on to his customers. Again, showing that appreciation, showing that love. There's a lot of other things that he has done. This is one of those attempts. He's trying to make sure that people don't have to overpay for something. So he's saying, I don't want you to feel obligated to go to a secondary market and overpay for something that you can get. Yes, you'd have to wait for it. Yes, you have to be patient.
It's available now on his website. You don't have to go to the convention. You can order it.
I just think he's looking out for the consumer. But again, like you did say, Kate,
you can't control somebody's FOMO. If they want to buy it, they want to buy it.
You are right. They are adults, and if they got an addiction and they want to spend their money, and that's how they want to spend it, you cannot control it. So that comes down, it boils down to, regardless of...
not that he's trying to control it, but I mean, you don't got to get up here crying about it. Whatever. They bought it, they didn't buy it. They wanted to wait, they didn't want to wait. It's really not that big of a deal.
Well, at the end of the day, this what we not doing. You not fishing to tell somebody what they can and cannot do with something once they paid you their money for it. If they paid you, then that's it. It's theirs now, and they have a right to do with it what they please.
So if people don't pay that, guess what happens? The price comes down. No one's going to sell it for 3 times or 2 times what it's worth.
And at the end of the day, the day going in. Give me 5.
There you go. And at the end of the day, if somebody is paying that price, then there's somebody out there willing to pay for it, which is a double-edged sword, okay? Because when someone does that, that means everybody else expects it to sell for that same price. And sometimes you have one person...
Well, don't be a follower.
Well, it's not that they're a follower, but that sets an expectation. So the next seller says, I'm going to sell it for 80 because somebody else bought it for 80. And now you're forcing people to start high. But again, if nobody
pays... How bad you need this toy?
Real plastic. Addicted to that plastic ain't no joke. We gonna pray for it. Jesus help us, the devil is a lie.
I'm going to say one thing, Kay. I don't think that in this particular case, Bobby was right, because this example is an exclusive, a convention exclusive. And I've heard other toy tubers, I'm not going to name names, I'm not going to drop names, but there have been toy tubers who have said that they would be willing to pay more for a convention exclusive if they didn't have to go to the convention. So, for example, San Diego Comic-Con, big convention, they have exclusives. You're not going to be there in person, you can't get them. So if you go to a convention, you got to pay for travel, whether you're driving, whether you're flying, you got to pay to get there. And when you get there, you can't camp out in the parking lot. You got to pay for some place to stay. Even if you're sleeping in your car, you got to be able to eat something. You can't just live off of dreams. And most people don't go by themselves. They may travel with a loved one, family member. And so you may have to pay for them as well. So now the expenses are accumulating. So you might say to yourself, I'm going to pay a little bit more, maybe double the price, maybe 3 times the price, and I'm still going to save money compared to having paid for the trip itself. So in a convention exclusive, if somebody wanted to pay $80 for a 35 figure, which by the way would have cost $50, because $35 plus $15 to get in. So it's already a $50 figure. So if somebody wanted to pay $80, I'm not mad at them. You got what you wanted, and you didn't have to spend over $300-$400 that weekend. Because you know, if you're going with somebody, they're gonna want to go to brunch. They want to go check out that barbecue place. They want to go eat some food, and that adds up. That adds up, folks. That adds up a lot. So you're gonna end up spending a lot. So you know what I would say? You smart if you paid $80 for that exclusive and saved yourself about $400 or $500 on having to go there in person. You still coming out on top. So in this case, I do think that Vala was wrong. But in general, toy reselling. If somebody wants to pay for something, you can't stop that. That's the market. The only thing that stops that is the market itself. If people aren't buying it, that price going to go down. Am I right or am I right?
Is he right or is he right?
A simple yes would have done. Yes, Kay. Yes, Kay believes that I'm right. And I think that you guys know that I'm right. Some people from the outside looking in may think that Bobby was just whining, maybe adding some tears to that famous 3POA mug that they sell. Valaverse hurt my fifis. Are we saying he's in his feelings? Yes, feelings. Fifis. They say that when they mean like feelings.
Who?
Bobby Vala.
Oh, he lame.
So, did they hurt his feelings? Seems like they hurt his feelings, but maybe his feelings were hurt on our behalf. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's looking out for us because he does show his appreciation in a lot more ways than what I mentioned, because we don't have time to go into all the things. One of the other things, he sold some tins with weapons in it last year. Randomly, he threw in $100, some cash into the tins. So if you ordered one online, you get some money. When he does a holiday sale, sometimes he throws in free items and what you've ordered. So that's great, man. Hasbro ain't doing that. I don't see Hasbro ever throwing me some extra stuff when I order product. I don't see Hasbro even delivering on their stuff on time. We're still waiting for our HasLab from 2023. We're still waiting for things to be delivered. And I think because of Action Force G.I. Joe, the brand has had to step up their offerings because the public expects more, because now there's competition. So everybody's entitled to their opinions. Just like he can have an opinion, we can have an opinion. And we as customers who pay for a product are always entitled to be able to share our opinions on what we bought. Because no matter what you buy, there's going to be things you love about it and things you may not love about it. That doesn't stop you from buying it, but it gives you the right to be able to share your opinion. I bought the Vanguard. I like the Vanguard. Is it the greatest thing since sliced bread? Well, there are a few things that could have been done better. And when I say they could have been done better, that's that big truck, yes. And when I say that things could have been done better, first understand that it comes from a place of recognizing that we've come to expect a lot from Bobby V, because he has shown himself to go above and beyond what the standard is. So to have missed something small like the turret not being able to be able to go up or down or pivot, is it a big thing? No. Does it break you? No. But because you expect so much from Bobby, it's something that you thought he would have caught and corrected. And another way he's showing appreciation is that he's finding a solution for that, even though he doesn't have to. But know that when we complain, in quotes, about stuff like that, it's because we've come to expect great things from this line. And the line is producing more and more great things. So let's wrap this up because we're coming up to our timer. Kay, do you have any final thoughts on the subject matter?
Not really.
We appreciate your time, lovely Kay, and we hope that you can come
here
and be with us as we tackle other topics. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next time.
And as my boy Iron Can say, it's the Queen 3 Stacks. I would be out in peace.